Hey everybody, I'm Kat from Kat's Creations, and we're taking a break from wreath making for a little bit to do our part to go ahead and create cloth face surgical masks that hospitals are using. There's a couple of different patterns out there, so you can find the one that works best for you. The one that I'm going to teach you how to make today, this is our take 2, because the first one we did last week Wednesday only recorded for about the first 15 minutes. So the pattern I have already uploaded on that original video. So it's by Sew It Online. That's what it says, sewitonline.com. It's the cloth surgical face mask pattern. You're going to get two. The instructions on both sheets are exactly the same. So basically what you're going to need, the ones that I am doing are ties, which is what my daughter has asked for. She doesn't like the elastic ones because it kind of wears on the back of their ears and it kind of irritates. So she wanted ties for her team. So we're doing the ties. And if you guys haven't been on Amazon right now for the 1/4 inch elastic is now back ordered all the way to the end of May. So even if you could try to find it, you may not have enough to go with the regular. I think there's one that's a rectangle pattern with pleats. This one, when it's finished, hold on a second, is going to look like this. It has a wire piece for the bridge of the nose so that you can get a better fit around the bridge. It actually covers all the way down underneath your chin. It has a top strap and a bottom strap, so this will go to the top of your head, and this will go around the base of your neck, so you can fasten it however you need to in order to be comfortable to your particular type. Right. So what this one does have that a lot of them don't, and this is what they need, is you have to have a pocket to put in additional layers of fabric, interfacing. We found from a friend of ours that they had done a study that says that if you, let me have the box.
That's the wrong box.
Oh, it's the wrong box?
Yeah, but okay. It's similar.
Right. So there's a study out there right now that if you put, there's a product right now called Kim wipes, K-I-M wipes. You can get them on Amazon. You can order 4 boxes. There's 280 in each box for $13. And then these have proven to, when you add these to the inside of the face mask, are a pretty good barrier to most of the viruses. And I'm not saying that this is a barrier to the coronavirus, but for those of them that have to work with every other patient, people who have colds or may have the flu, this is a great substitute. So that's what they're using it for, because the N95s are only used for patients who come in with what they believe is coronavirus symptoms, or for those that are being treated for coronavirus, then they have to use the N95. For everybody else who would normally use a regular face mask, that's what these are for. So having a pocket that allows them to either add, she has something that's like a waterproof barrier. It's like a piece of, it's almost like a piece of plastic. They were saying that that would work because they can insert it in here, and then they can sanitize that plastic piece, and then they can wash these. So it makes it very functional for them. Yep. So I'm going to show you how you can make these today. So all you'll need for the face mask part is a 1/4 yard of fabric. So if you have a ton of fat quarters, you will have enough to make the front and the back of this. And then depending upon how long you want to make your straps, I have mine set at, they're 16-inch finish, but pattern cut, they're 17 inches long, and I have 4 of them. So anything else that I need to cover?
Nope. A couple of gals just said, where do you get the inserts from? Amazon.
Amazon.
It's 280 sheets per box, and you can get 4 boxes for $13.
So this is just another type of filter. These are actually, like when I was talking to Steve about them, and I was like, hey, a friend of mine sent me this scientific study that says that if we include Kim wipes with them, and they're saying add 2 per face mask, that gives them a 4 layer filtration system. that they can just take these out. They almost feel like tissue, but they're a little stronger than tissue. They're used initially for fiber optic cleaning. So all the fiber optics for internet and data speed, this is what they use to keep those fiber optics clean. So this is what they recommend. And you can get those, and they're relatively inexpensive. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to cut out pattern A. You're going to need to cut, hold on a sec, and then pattern B. So you're going to see that one is way smaller than the other. So this is the inside, this is the outside, although you can take the mask and you can flip them around. You're just going to have the pocket on the outside, but you can reverse them. So we made them reversible with both different types of materials. So that gives them 2 layers to begin with, and then you add the fiber optic cleaning wipes inside there, and then you have 4 layers. So once you cut out your patterns, they'll look like this, and then you're going to take them and you're going to put them on your fabric, and you're going to cut 2 of A and 2 of B. And then this is what's going to end up happening is this becomes the center of the face mask. So this is your right side, your left side, and then your right side, left side inner. And then you'll need to cut, see, I've already done them here. I call them my little boots. So here's my large boot, here's my small boot. There are 2 of each. And then I cut 4 2.5-inch pieces to make my ties. So once you have those all cut, you'll need this is what I'm using for my wires, is pipe cleaners. People are using twist ties, floral wire, paper clips, but I like the Chanel Stone or the pipe cleaner because it's got the fuzzy coating on it, so it's a little soft. And I'm all about comfort. So any questions on the materials before I start showing you how we put it all together?
Nope.
Okay, we have people, right?
Jana said I've been making the same pattern, so that's awesome, Jana.
Yeah, because I shared the pattern already. So I'm hoping that this will walk you guys through exactly how to make them. It's fairly simple. I think Steve and I can put them all together once we have all the material cut in about 30 minutes. So you're going to take your right side fabric and you're going to put your right sides together.
Yep. Insides on the inside.
Right, so I'm going to make sure that these are matchy. And then you're going to do the same thing to your part B, which is the smaller part. And we'll flip these around, just like so. Okay, now the one thing that you want to make sure of is where you're sewing. You want to be sewing on the biggest, wait a sec first, on the biggest portion of your curve. This is what we call the bra cut, or that's what they call it. So the biggest piece. The way you can tell if you're sewing on the right side is that, do you have a full straight edge all the way through? Last time, believe it or not, I sewed it this way, and then when I went to pull these over to make my hem, you don't have a perfect edge here, right? Okay. What?
Go ahead.
And then you're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam all the way around. So you're going to do it on both the B and the A's.
So she's sewing the A right now.
Yeah, I'm going to do the A's first. I just like to make sure I actually have them even. Okay, so I just have my sewing machine set for straight stitch. The length is 2 and the width is 6.5, because I know that some people will ask that. So I just find it better to sew on one side versus the other. So we're going to go ahead and start to sew, and we'll do our lock. I do mine just a little differently. Steve's a little quicker on it. So all the way around, I'm just using the edge of my foot as my guide for my seam.
So you could just hold it there and then continue your second pattern right next to it, or however you want to do it. Okay.
Let's just do it the way I was gonna do it.
Okay.
Steve, he's got all these quick tips, and I'm sure once you guys play with it, you'll be like, oh, there's so much easy. 4 or 5 steps I can save by doing it. That's great. I'm just a beginner sewer. So once you sew your 1/4 inch seam, you're going to go through with your scissors and just notch them. I just cut straight lines to about halfway through. This way when they wear it, it just lays better in the center of the face.
You do not cut into the stitches, obviously.
No.
Just cut into it like a 1/3 of an inch.
Yeah, I cut like halfway.
Oh yeah, not even a 1/4 inch.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So always make sure you have plenty of thread. And then, so we're going to do the same thing on B. So lock my stitch. Lock that one. And I'll trim this one up and then we'll notch this one. Do you guys have any questions so far?
Hi gals, just joining. Angela said, made one today. Awesome.
Good.
Victoria said, great video. Thank you. April said, are you putting the HEPA filter inside of them?
No.
So we're using those Kim wipes that are filters that they're comparable to HEPA filters.
Not quite. The hospital staff have items that they can insert in here.
Right.
So they just need the pockets made and they will put whatever they need as far as an extra filter in here. Some are using them as like they put the little plastic face mask in there. Sometimes they just use this to kind of like help. I guess a lot of people are saying because they wear them so long, it's actually creating some sort of like abrasion on their skin. Babe, you're supposed to be helping me.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So some people are wearing them over the existing ones. Some people are wearing them under. My daughter says that she can even take her existing one that she has, can insert it in here because a lot of them are being asked or being allocated 1 face mask per shift. So that's a lot. So, you know, making these and then creating an availability, because this pocket goes all the way through the face mask, they can remove the filter as much as they need to. So this just helps them. So, okay, we've done that. I've notched this. So now what we want to do, go ahead and pull this back up, is we are going to, on the perfectly straight side, so this is the area we stitched, we're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam by folding this material back. And let's go ahead and flip this so it works for me. So 1/4 inch here. And lock it. There's one. Oh no, I should have just done the 2, because normally I just throw 1 down, and then you're going to do the same on the other side. Make sure you have plenty, because I've done this so many times by pulling my thread all the way out. So remember, we're just making these so they can put whatever filter they want on the inside. Oops, didn't lock that one back. Okay, the B is done. So I'm trying to trim as I go. That way it's a little easier. Go ahead and make sure.
Beth says, hey Kat, do you pre-wash the fabric?
Yes.
Yes.
These are pre-washed already. And I've ironed them so they're a little stiffer for me to work with, so that when I fold them, they're not soft, they're more stiff. But I would still recommend, and I have it even on my Etsy shop, that they're pre-washed and pre-shrunk, but I always recommend that they wash them as well before they get them. Just to kind of like, you know, be cautious. Start doing that is make sure my needles have been folded over again. Let's see. Any other questions, babe?
No, I mean some of the gals are already answering. Someone said, "Where's the pattern?" They said,
Oh.
"We'll post the pattern again on here."
As
A couple
soon as we
gals said,
finish.
"Yeah." A couple gals said we already posted it. So.
Awesome, thank you. And you'll see that I'm taking a lot of extra time because these are going to be washed a multitude of times. They're going to wash them every day, excuse me, when they bring them home. And they say, I forget what the temperature they recommend that they should be washed in, just to be on the safe side and healthy. They're going to want to wash them. So you're going to need to make sure that they're sturdy enough to stand up for all the wash. So here's my large. This is the A's sewn together. This is the B sewn together, and it's kind of weird, like when you go to put the seams together, because we're going to work on the nose piece now. You're going to kind of open them up, and you're going to take this part and match it to this part so that your seams are together and lined up accordingly. So you're going to let one flap this way and one flap the other way. So you don't have to put them both on the same side.
The right side's in.
Yeah, right side's in. Make sure everything lines up. And then we're ready to start sewing again. And I sew from the nose piece to the bottom. So I start from the top.
And everyone has different ways of doing it.
Yep. Steve does his different than mine.
I do the same on that one.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put some extra stitch at the top. Go all the way around. Lock this. So we'll cut that. Put the extra thread at the top. And then we're going to sew from the top to the other side now. So from here, we're going to sew down. From here to here. Actually, for me, it goes from the side up to the nose. It's just easier that way. So locking it back all the way up. Okay, that one's done. I'm trying to flip it back out. Okay, so now we have to put in the lovely little wire, because a lot of people don't even add the wire, and they're saying that's what makes the difference, is the wire. The ability for them to form it around their face to get a better seal, even though it's cloth. So these are cut to 3.5 inches. I make mine longer. No, mine are 3.5. I like mine a little longer.
I got mine 3.
Steve cuts his at 3. Sometimes it's 2.5. So I kind of put a little arc in it just because we're going to follow the seam. So we're going to do a zigzag pattern. I don't know if you guys can see this. Tell me yes or no.
Yeah, I can see it.
So we're going to zigzag stitch this pipe cleaner right to the inside of our face mask.
Yep.
So I'm setting it to the zigzag stitch.
I do it just a little bit below the seam, I think.
Everybody's different. So mine says now the recommended width needs to be between 5 and 4, and then leaving it on the width between 4 and 5. What is it? I don't know. Between 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And then the length can stay at the 2. So now what we're going to do is we're going to zigzag stitch that pipe cleaner to our face mask. And I start just a little bit below, and I do it slow because I want to make sure that my zigzag stitch is not going to hit that metal
pipe cleaner, right?
in my pipe cleaner. Because the last thing I want to do right now is have to replace a needle. So I'm just kind of hand walking it till I get to the middle. Almost there. One more. And then I'm going to lift this up and pivot from friends. And then I'm going to reposition it. And then again, walk it and make sure I'm not going to hit. Let me move this up.
You'll have to adjust it a little bit.
Because you're trying to keep it on the fabric, but not hit the needle, or not to hit the pipe cleaner.
Right.
Because the pipe cleaner can be deceiving where the metal is, because you're dealing with such a fat, fuzzy stick. So I keep bending my back to the inside. And we want to make sure we're getting both sides of our pipe cleaner. Almost done. Okay. Thanks. Lift it up. Thanks. There we go. Let me cut this one off. Cut this one off. It looks like I kind of missed part of it too. But I'm going to go back and fix this. If you see, I've got my zigzag stitch kind of keeping it in here. And I need to kind of touch this one a little bit.
Yeah.
So let me just fix that really quick, because I don't want it to come out. See right there, I'm already hitting.
That's why you might as well touch on the inside.
Yeah, I know. We do them differently. I just want to make sure it's stitched in there. One more. Okay. So now, if you see, it's completely zigzag stitched in here. So when they wash it, that pipe cleaner is not going to come out. Can you see that, Steve?
Yeah, I think it's it.
Okay. Any questions that you have on that so far?
Nope, they're good.
Okay. Now what we're going to do is sew the bottoms together. So you're just going to make sure that everything lines up. And you're going to sew the bottom edges together. Oop. Change it back to the straight stitch. Back to our 6.5 width and 2-inch length. And now we can go straight. Can't tell you how many times I skipped that. Just want to make sure everything is lined up as we go around the bottom part. Readjust if you need to. I'm going to lock that part in. And we'll trim this. Okay, go. Trying to find the other long thread. Okay, so we have sewn the top and the bottoms together. We've added our nose piece, and now you're going to flip it inside or right side out. So you're just going to flip it together. This is Steve's favorite part. He was asking me today what my favorite part is on making these, and I was like, when I'm finished.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part. So you'll want to go in and fold your nose piece kind of flat so you can get a better, because right now we kind of put that little arc in it.
Yeah.
So you want to straighten it out so that you can fold it the right way. So I'm going to flip it back this way, because we want to work with the side that has the short little pieces. So here's our pocket. So our pocket went all the way through.
They're not finished yet, but yeah.
To the other side, but we're going to finish that now. Okay, shortcut, right? So if you can tell, you would almost need to stitch this closed to finish the seam and make it straight. You're going to do the same thing on the top, but we found that if you just like kind of hand hold it, and then what you're going to do is fold this. I'm hoping, can they see it from here? Because it's hard for me to hold it up and do it.
Yeah, they can see it.
So I've folded my sides down where they match, and then you're gonna flip it here to where they touch.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to sew all the way down that seam to kind of lock that in, but I still have my pocket.
But first we're going to sew the edges of the seams, right?
No, I don't.
I do.
I don't. What?
It's harder to get the mass through. Oh,
I
'cause you
don't.
sew it.
Yeah, I sew mine straps on. Steve does his a little bit differently. So I'm just going to come in here now and sew mine different.
So Mary, our daughter is an ecotech or an eco stenographer at a hospital up in Modesto, but her whole department, they still have to wear masks, as well as every other department, and they are very short on masks. So
because they're saving them for the
COVID patients,
right,
and all the COVID staff.
Okay. So all I have done, because I sew mine different than Steve does. Steve makes this to where he has a casing to where he can put his ties all the way through. I don't. I actually attach mine directly to the face mask. This way they don't have to worry about, did it come separate? Is that twist tie, like where'd my twist tie go? I sew mine on. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. This is where I was saying you can make whatever variation you want as long as it has a pocket. So this is what you're seeing now, you know, when people are like downgrading, those of us that are making them, they're like, they don't have pockets. We need pockets to put our own filters in. And I'm like, we have pockets. So you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just lining it up, stitching on my same side, lock my stitch down, and I'll just make sure these all match. Okay, so my face mask part is done. Let me trim my little threads off. So, got all these loose threads. So here's the inside. Here's the outside. Less the thing. So all you have is those seams and everything else looks really nice. So this actually fits from here to just below your chin. So it really gives them full coverage for their whole face. And the cardiologists love them. So they're like, can you, Mom, make more? So yes, the answer to that question is yes. So here's where we're gonna make the straps. So these are cut to 17-inch long, 2.5 inches wide. These is just my variations, not Steve's. So I just fold them up 1/4 inch, and I basically take it and fold it again to the middle, and then from the other side all the way to the middle.
Yeah, it's like a book fold, so it's like in thirds.
Right. So once I have that done, should have brought my needle and thread all the way through, making sure I don't lose my one thread from my needle. And now I'm going to actually sew straight, and then I'm going to bring it back. So I'm going to like lock stitch it, go forward and then reverse, and then stop on my seam because I'm closing one end completely. So all the way forward, all the way back, stop on my seam, and then
leave your needle in.
Yeah, I leave my needle in so I can pivot, and then I'm just going to bring this back together, drop that, and then sew my seam closed. So all the way down. Stop if you need to and readjust your folds. And before I get to the end, I'm going to do my fold in. So I'm folding my raw edges together and making my same fold, and then fold here to the other side, and then just finish stitching the close. Nope. There's a reason why.
Oh, because you're going to start it.
Yeah, I take the side that I did not stitch down. This is actually going to attach to my face mask side, so it's like, why use the extra step when you're just going to do it 4 times anyway again. So make sure this is here. So I'm stitching mine directly to that flap I made. So cut the threads on this one. Okay. So remember, I have one edge that's sewn closed and I have one that isn't. This is the side that I'm attaching to my mask. So I'm just attaching it right here to that little fold that we created, that little hem. So I am going to stitch that now onto my mask. And I reverse the whole thing and go over it one more time, because those suckers are not coming off in the wash. And then I do the same thing. So you'll do that 4 times. I've already stitched the other 3, so you didn't have to wait for me to do those. So I'm doing the same thing, taking my, here's the side that has the seam. This one does not. It's getting attached to the mask. So right over the top, go all the way back, and all the way through. So mine take me a little bit longer. Steve can whip his out fairly quickly.
I think you're faster than I am. But
I just got my process. Yeah, that's very true. So here's my stitch side. Sorry. Stitch side here. So my straps are all attached. And then we're going to do this other side. So I have my other 2 here. And we're almost done. So the unstitched side is going to go in. Help get that through. It's pretty thick. Go all the way back. And all the way back again. And then we're going to get ready to put our next one on. So I'm just following my stitch all the way down.
Kat does have them on for sale on our Etsy page, but it's just limited to the fabric that we have left over, and you don't get a choice of fabric. We'll make them either for a woman or a man.
Yeah, so you can tell me you want a woman's, like just put it in the notes to the seller. You want a woman's or a man's. Like the guys were just doing them solid colors or more masculine, like the darker shades.
Yeah.
And so this would be a version of like a female, just like so. So it's all done.
And you can show them how to insert.
Oh, I have them right here. So they were recommend 2. So we're gonna put 2 of these in. So these are those chem wipes, and like I said, they don't, like, you look at it and you think, wow, that just really does not seem like it would be enough. So I'm gonna take it and fold it just so I can get it in to my pocket. Put my hand in this way so I can grab that. And then we're going to open that up once you have it on both sides. And then voila. That's all they need.
And you can't even see the chem wipes inside.
Nope, you can't see it, but you can hear it. And if they want to add additional things, if they want to add an additional layer of, like she said, there's like a droplet protection. It's like a plastic shield. They can slide that in, and then that plastic shield is easier for them to disinfect. And then these they would just take home and wash. So she said these are more critical for the other uses that they have. These are not like COVID masks, but these are just to prevent you from contracting anything else that you would get. So, and like I said, the bridge is right here, so you have your wire. You can fit it to whatever you want.
Yep. But
there you guys go. Do you have any questions?
Mary said, bless you, and thank you for showing us how you are making your masks.
I'm glad that we were able to get it without it like glitching out. So, like the last time. So, as soon as I finish, I will go back into the comments and put a link to the pattern. So now you know really all you need is a quarter, a fat quarter to do the front to the left and right, and then the inner left and right, and then however long you want to make the straps. But when I took them down there, she absolutely loved it. She's like, the fit is amazing, it feels great, and I like the fact that I can tie it to fit my face, because the problem with the elastic ones is sometimes it gets so tight. She was saying it hurts after a while of wearing it all day. So hopefully you guys found this valuable. If you want to purchase them, they're on my Etsy shop. And that's pretty much it.
And I just posted the link to Amazon for the Kim wipes in the video.
Awesome. Okay. Any other questions that people have?
Yep.
Otherwise, back to sewing my house.
And we'll share the pattern after we're done here.
Perfect. All right, ladies, I will see you next week. Private group, if you're joining us, I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll work on our poof base method.
Yep.
All right.
We recommend probably just at least 1 yard. She said a fat quarter is enough to do one whole mask. I don't know if no, it's not. 1 whole yard at least, I think.
Yeah, because when I used my fat quarter, it was enough to get the left and right, and then the inner and outer. And then I just used coordinating pieces like in colors to do the straps. Like I had ones that were butterflies or mermaids, so I just got like plain green or plain whatever.
Right.
So yeah, I think a yard of fabric, or maybe even a half a yard, would be more than enough. So you just need 4 straps, 17 inches long, 2.5 inches wide to make the straps, and then a fat quarter to make the mask part.
Yep.
They don't give you the directions. Like, let me see the directions, babe. They don't tell you how much material you need. So let me show you. See in here, it gives you fabrics. It just says fabric scraps. Need 1 light, 1 dark if you want to do a visible contrast. Sewing machine, 13 inches of a 1/4 inch elastic, or any narrow elastic works. We tried hair ties, cutting hair ties in and putting those in, but it just was too tight. So we want this this method, and then it tells you 3 inches of wire, enough to put around your nose piece, and then that's it. And then you get instructions, which I'm not good at instructions. I have to see somebody make it, and then I can do it.
Yep.
Okay, everybody.
Yep.
Hopefully you found this valuable. It will be available for replay. If you need to find it, you can also look for it on YouTube. I'll get this uploaded later today so that you can look for it on KatsCreationsNMore on YouTube once this gets buried. And hopefully you guys will find this method easy to use and fun. Okay, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Bye.